And greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to We the Revolution. Now, in the last stream, things definitely heated up with our character getting stabbed in an alley, and getting our first political rival. And it seems that we had to make a call using some intrigue as to who we were actually going to target for retaliation. Were we going to go after our political rival or his wife, who was kind of like the power behind the throne? And we went ahead and chose the wife, and she is currently on trial right now. So we've got the common folk, the family, and the revolutionaries wanting her guillotined, and the aristocrats want her dead. So before we get going, let's go ahead and check out the verdict and see where we're going to go here. So if we kill her, then the revolutionaries and the aristocrats are going to be pretty much even in terms of their thoughts of us, which isn't going to be much. For prison, that's actually going to lower the revolutionaries' view of us down to dangerous levels. And a flat-out acquittal is, yeah, that is death. That is seriously bad death. So, let us go ahead. The defendant may introduce herself. Jean-Marie Roland, the wife of the corrupt and treacherous Minister Roland. I have only been asked to give my name. You need not make a show of it, prosecutor. You've been accused of instigating treason and corruption. And I, of course, deny these nonsensical accusations. Of course. Since when do we even talk to traitors? And we got quite a few questions. Hey, Kath. And we got the nice little drawing here from our son. Okay, well, in terms of what we can do here, let's look at the case file. The defendant is Jean, or Jeanne. Let's call her Jeanne. Marie Roland, wife of a minister who sympathized with the guillotined Louis Capet. The woman has been accused of instigating treason and corrupting deputies of the convention. She supposedly bribed them with the services of prostitutes who work for her under the cover of a political salon. Initially, we knew little about the defendant's activity. As a woman, she did not take part in the life of politics reserved for men, instead supposedly hosting a political salon where the persons of Paris could meet and discuss the current social and political situation. It is true that such meetings indeed took place, but, as we have learned from our informants, the circumstances were morally controversial. The disputants were entertained by ladies of questionable virtue. Luxurious or not, Madame Roland in essence ran a brothel. As we gathered information, gossip regarding the defendant's involvement in her husband's career became increasingly credible. We know that the resourceful woman was able to act behind the scenes to win the support of the minister's political opponents, and those who resisted her persuasive talk were tempted by the naked bodies of her girls. Hosting the salon, she was also able to become familiar with the varied views of the prominent convention deputies. As a result, she was able to steer her husband's career, even without his knowledge. The above findings have been confirmed by Isabelle Duggard, who worked for the defendant under the alias Giselle. She testified that Madame Roland had many times hosted 3 men, and while she did not know their names, she unhesitantly referred to them as scum of the deepest dye. Oh, thank you, Jack, for that lurk. Appreciate it. I think that we can certainly make a link between these people and the 3 assassins who attacked Judge Fidel. It is awful to think how many deaths they could have been involved in. So we potentially could find out the people who actually stabbed us in the alley. Based on our information, we can deduce that the gossip about Madame Roland as being one of the pillars of a coup d'etat planned by the Girondins is true. She did have an influence on her husband's career, and it is highly probable that he was able to achieve such a prominent position due to her involvement. She cooperated with the individuals of questionable reputation, and she must have mastered the art of lying if she was able to keep everything secret for such a long time. And we have no other evidence, so let's go ahead and unlock some questions. We have two strikes and 9 questions to reveal, so exclusion from politics, 3 cutthroats, that would be the method. Giselle, witnesses, access to opinions of politicians, method. Yeah, I think that would be method. A brothel, method. Running a political salon, method. Exclusion from politics, motive. Masking of intentions, method. The coup d'etat, motive. And assault on the judge, motive. All questions unlocked. So remember, we have to try and get the guillotine here, so we are going to avoid the... Let's see. What should we ask first? What we could do is go... Well, we have no idea what kind of direction the jury wants to. Do you know about the attack? Good opener. Yeah. Let's go right to the throat then. Do you know about the attempt on my life? I did hear about that. What a horrible affair. I was attacked by 3 cutthroats, and one of your charges has testified that she regularly saw 3 men of doubtful reputation at your establishment. I doubt this is little more than a coincidence and a misunderstanding. And in light of the fact that your husband swore to see to my death, people say different things when they are upset or agitated. It does not mean they will act upon their words. The whole of Paris knows the minister does nothing without his wife's instructions. You will pay for raising your hand against the judge of the tribunal. Oh, you heard that? An execution's on the way. Call in Isabel Dugard. Please introduce yourself. My name's Giselle. Your real name, please. But that's my real... Oh, all right, me love. My name's Isabel Dugard. You should address me as Monsieur le Judge. All right, me love. She's good. Okay, they're going for prison right now. Hey, Ani. Are you able to give an example of any incident which, in your opinion, appeared to involve the corruption of a politician? If I told you about it, I'd be as well to leave the city. Hey, Wildo. But if you do not tell me, your head will leave your body. Once I was told to go with a young man to this house, Deputy Pierre Vergnald's it was, and told to go in and take care of him as if me life depended on it. Is that all? Then Vergnald treated me with all his might, if I can say that. Left me with plenty of bruises after. On me way out, he says to tell Madame Roland she can consider that matter they discussed dealt with. What a corrupted pig he is. Now we're getting closer to the guillotine. As a result of your activity, you had access to the views of prominent politicians. That is quite natural if you host meetings at which such politicians attend to share their opinions. How much of this knowledge did you obtain by running a brothel? Very little. Most people prefer to stay silent during those situations, and surely they do not talk about politics. Oh, Ani, this is the wife of our political ally. This is the lady who had us stabbed in the street. Nevertheless, thanks to your obscene parlor, you were able to obtain information that would be invaluable to a foreign power. I do not know, it could be, but I would have never sold it. Unselfish honesty. If I had sold such information to anyone, Madame de Stael would have immediately invited the aggrieved party to come to her salon instead. Selfish hag. Everybody loves France in their own way. I do not betray my friends, and that is why they stand firm beside me. And you will soon end up together, kneeling beneath the guillotine. Did the three men, referred to by the witness as scum of the deepest dye, participate in the planned assassination? There was no assassination, and those three are fruit sellers. Fruit. Yes, there is nothing suspicious about it, and I do not judge people by their appearance. So they did not plan to stab Robespierre and his comrades to death? Absolutely not. Well, if they could not kill a judge of the tribunal, how would they manage the deputies of the convention? Ask them about the assassination attempt. Where did they get their fruit? I do not know. You should ask them. We have been unable to find these people. Well, clearly doing business in Paris is no longer profitable for them. Interesting. Did you corrupt the convention deputies and... Excuse me for interrupting you, Monsieur le Judge, but the very thought of influencing politicians in such a despicable manner makes me sick. For innocent girls to be used by monarchists. I would like to remark that the politicians took advantage of the services these girls provided of their own free will. They came to me to talk about politics. Who they left with and what for, if you excuse me, is none of my business. Did you receive anything in exchange for arranging such meetings? If anything at all, only their willingness to return and discuss politics. In other words, it could be said they were regulars to your brothel. It is not a brothel. It is something more complicated. Rather a place for the exchange of modern thought. A modern brothel. But you will not deny the fact that, in your salon, the politicians enjoyed sensual pleasures. This is a free country, and I am a tolerant person. A modern brothel? We call that the internet. Oh, we're getting very close, guys. You have truly perfected the art of masking yourself. A political salon that turns out to be nothing more than an ordinary brothel. What is your question? How did you manage to keep this a secret from the people for so long? I hosted a political salon. Sometimes we were joined by beautiful girls who came over to earn a piece of bread. They stayed close to the deputies, but they were never importunate. And you did not mind that. I understood them. Women have to stick together, and I will not let you call my political salon a brothel. It was more than just an ordinary place. The brightest minds met there to... Spare us the advertisement. The place will be razed to the ground after you've been guillotined. And there we go. That's a woman? Aw, Craig, thank you very much for that subscription. 6-month streak. Appreciate it, boss. Alright, well, we have got enough for the death penalty. That's going to make everyone but the aristocrats happy, and it's pretty imperative for our survival that she lose her head. So, did the defendant confess to the crime? Nope. Was her act counter-revolutionary in nature? Yes. How did the defendant explain the suspicious men showing up in her establishment? She claims they were fruit sellers. Did the witness say the name of at least one politician who was bribed by the defendant? I think it was the deputy. Let's double check to make sure. Yeah. Here we are! Bond! I'm gonna have that stuck in my head now. Thanks, Craig. Okay. Another member of the aristocracy loses their head. Eat the rich, as they say. Your guilt is unquestionable, and I sentence you to death. I have nothing to add. We want blood! Off with her head! That's what happens to traitors! And 4 out of 4. Good stuff. Okay, the aristocrats hate us, but good stuff is happening here, comparatively. As she is led through the streets. Uh-oh. Well, the people love us. Let's go ahead and do another speech. So for carefree, for withdrawn, and attached. Attached manipulation is the best way to go with that. For carefree, we know that carelessness is strong. And for withdrawn, manipulation is also a strong argument. Hey, Seraphim. Perfect, perfect, and strong. I will take it. Let's do this. People are satisfied. Yeah, he's saying the same things over and over, so that just gives us an opportunity. Oh, and the people absolutely adore us. And the crowd is satisfied, and we get even more reputation. Are you coming to murder your opponent in person? Yes. Yes, I am. Ooh, different faces this go around. Guy with the eye patch didn't seem particularly happy. Meanwhile... Oh, everyone is pleased. You have to choose an action to see its description. We've got the... support construction, work on tomorrow's trial, opening night at the theater. Well, we currently have more clout with our father right now, so we need to get Bernard's stats up. So, let's go ahead and do a demonstration. Take the sons to a pro-revolution demonstration. Let them see real life up close. Zoom. I'll take it. Just gotta do the balancing act. Gotta juggle as best we can. Meanwhile, Clement Renard. Monarchist scheme. It was Renard all along. An agent cried his superior's surname just before he died. Renard. Once you reveal this information, his people will struggle to stay on the streets of Paris. Is there anything to gain from silence, then? Well, there would surely be a commotion in the city. People would start hunting the hidden traitors. Maybe real power would not stem from a battle, but from a silent alliance. Muscadins. They interfere with your business and that of your enemies by stirring up crowds in the sections. Okay, how do we counteract that, though? Okay, we're going to keep on increasing... Oh, Gregory's blocked. Okay, so they can move. I think that's Amazon delivering something quite large, so... Whoa, whoa, whoa! Uh-oh. Buy an agent for influence points. Commence persuasion. Oh, we're trying to convince them to let him go. Okay, we can persuade. No opinion. Alright, so for attached, manipulation, manipulation, withdrawn, manipulation, and for no opinion, carelessness. Strong, perfect, strong, strong. Okay, let's go ahead and see if this works. Arresting this man was simply a misunderstanding. You have the wrong man. Thank goodness you didn't hurt him. The consequences would be dire. Such a misunderstanding. You've caught a covert agent of the Revolutionary Tribunal. You are harming the revolution, and you're harming yourselves. I could have you arrested for treason. Anyone can make a mistake, though. It's fine. Maybe next time you'll have more luck with your investigation. And to think we almost lynched our brother. It's good you came along. We'd already sharpened a pike for his head. We're glad to have you on our side. Go in good health. Okay. Hostage negotiations. Yay! Alright, so lure enemy agents. Increase your... what happens here? What can we do? If the Muscadins are just going to incite. Actually, we're going to go ahead and do that. Increase influence. Can our politician... Nope. The construction of the monument's gone up 2%. Yay! So we got that going for us. Keep increasing our influence. We don't want to spend more time with our family. I think we're in good shape there. Okay. Oh, yeah. We got to move Raphael somewhere, don't we? Actually, I think right here would probably be best. No, it's not really giving us an option to do more with the statue, Kath. So... Roland has been removed. And look at us, moving up the ladder. The eminence gris of Paris, ruling over the city's trade and involved in any and all profitable ventures. He suppresses all dissent, as evidenced by the incident with the stall of Alexis Fidel's father. A member of the aristocracy. Kath, thank you very much for that lurk. He retired from public life after the outburst of the revolution. No one is quite sure what his motives are, except for multiplying his fortune. Okay. Notebook. Controlled by the enemy. Oh, that's his base of operations right here. If we break it, that could be very, very good for us. Now, hold on. I need to check something. Can we lure in? Nope. Okay. We will be able to douse the riot here once the Muscadins do their thing. So we'll just have him stay. And no intrigues. Day 15. We're still on Act 1. I don't know how long this game is, but it seems that the revolution is losing its breath. The situation is slipping out of the convention's control. They think that we'll clean up their mess once they've finished. Dear judges of the Revolutionary Tribunal, every day the enemies of the Republic become greater in number. We're making an effort to weaken the traitors, but if we are to succeed, the tribunal must be faster and more decisive. No more shall we sentence people to prison. Enough with prolonged trials. Whenever you approach a straightforward and obvious case, the investigators will shorten the files, and, according to the law of 22 Prairial, you, judges, will be able to sentence the accused immediately after identifying them. No trial will be necessary. Robespierre. Yay. What? Are we going to decapitate people in droves now? Traitors and enemies of the Republic. But of course. Today we only have several minor cases to deal with. The Roland's thugs executed the assassination attempt. Pache paid for it. I still don't know who planned it, though. Okay. We're at -6 with the revolutionaries and the aristocrats. 18. Position in the hierarchy. Hey, can we cut off Tinville's head? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Quick cases. Decide the fate of each defendant with care. You will not be able to take any decision back. Pay attention to who supports the defendant. Oh, okay. Jean-Noël Pélissier earned a living stealing from doctors. He would make appointments with various Parisian doctors, go to the waiting room, steal an insignificant object from each, and leave. He sold the loot for next to nothing at street markets. He is considered one of the revolutionaries. Oh, I see. This is where we can... Okay. So... let's find someone who is blatantly guilty. Lucas Rapace and Bruno Bazonet broke into the house of Marquis de Rouvray, tied his butler to a chair, and beat him for a few hours in an effort to make them tell him where his master was hiding the gold. When they realized he couldn't talk, they took silver cutlery from the kitchen and ran away. Let's see. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Chris, for that donation. $5 to Extra Life. A little earlier, someone said you remove the Muscatins by sending in the hounds. Well, hopefully we'll be able to get the hounds soon. Thank you so much for that. So that puts us at $1,755 to help out kids in need. That was great. I didn't expect an extra life donation today. Appreciate it, boss. Okay. So, Bonzene, you say, is guilty? Can we put them here? Oh, Lord. Okay. So, that increased with the aristocrats and the revolutionaries. Hector Pilot, the owner of a mill, has died after a hearty supper. The victim's wife thinks that her husband was poisoned by their cook, Sebastien Chevatet. A few days prior to his death, Pilot had prohibited a rendezvous between Chevatet and his fiancée. Kill? I have no idea. The laundress Corinne Chardin killed her neighbor, Theoline Portier, with a kitchen knife. The tragedy took place in Chardin's apartment. She claimed Chardin had attacked her, but there are neither witnesses nor evidence to prove it. Okay, we are going to free the revolutionary right here. Edouard Abadi, a tavern keeper, has been accused of adding dried conifer needles to his sausages. The truth came out with one of his clients, Jocelyn Montiel, noticed that they tasted strange. The enraged innkeeper tugged him off his stool and threw him out of the building. Okay, free. That's fine. Cedric Compere, a 12-year-old, knocked over a woman passing by, ruining her dress. The boy found it very entertaining. He was then chased by the victim's husband. When caught, he tried to blame his younger friend, who, according to witnesses, had nothing to do with the incident. Well, you go free. This one is the actual murder. So we're going to... Leaving the cook alive will likely increase people but hurt the aristocrats and vice versa. Yeah, I think we're going to... Free? Oh, okay. And guillotine. You don't have any more cases today. We have to be really careful with that. We slightly lowered our relations with the revolutionaries even more, but the aristocrats are slightly happy, so... Freed 4, killed 2. Thank you. Even the least powerful deserve justice. And that seemed to be relatively random effects as well. What do you have on Pache? Like many others, he's profiting from the Roland's whorehouse. When you cut them off, it was decided that Pache would arrange your assassination. The mayor has strong allies, Danton being one of them, so we cannot simply attack him. We need to target his family. Pardon? I heard rumors that his daughter is in a relationship that many would consider unacceptable. She's involved with another woman, and moreover, the lady consorts with Muscadins. If you use that knowledge, Pache will begin to make mistakes, terrified that the scandal could be brought to light. His allies will notice and lose faith in him. Will that be enough? Only if you gain his trust first. He must be convinced that you know nothing about his involvement in the attempted assassination. I have a plan, but first we need to do something about the whorehouse taken over by the Rolands. Why is that? Pache loves gambling. Okay. so let's go ahead and... Oh, wow, there is nothing that we can do that's actually going to... Oh, no, we can play with the kids. Dad won't care, but the relationship with the wife will go down a little bit. Oh, well. We're going to go ahead and do that. Hey, Bernard loves us. Good times. Okay, we've got territory. They have moved on. Inspection incoming. In 3 days, officials will come to assess your progress made on the monument. Try your best to impress them. Okay. It's up by 6%. There's not a whole lot more I can do. Okay. What I miss? Had to leave the room for my brother's math lesson. Well, Seraphim, we've conquered a good portion, over half of Paris right now, by the looks of it. We have speed cases now that can give us some extra points with everyone, because Robespierre doesn't... Ooh, enemy bruisers taking over this section. Bam. Now, Jean... He's inciting the crowd. We're going to have a counteract by lowering the fervor here. And we'll send Gregory in here to secure this area. And we got some intrigue as well. Actually, if you're just going to go around and incite the crowd, we'll lower the fervor here to calm them down. We may need to send him over here to get this section. Take the island choke point. Yes, indeed. Intrigue. Jean-Nicolas Pache. The assassins who tried to take your life must have been paid by someone, and everything points to the mayor of Paris. He's too cautious to let you attack him. You must catch him off guard. So we need 4 successes to win, and 7 for a bonus. Decide who will manage the seized brothel. Pache likes to gamble and flaunt his money. We should expand the brothel's activities to include games of cards and dice. I know how much he likes the latter. Commander Henriette will be responsible for security. Pache must feel safe with us. Or let David manage the brothel. If you want to lure Pache, you must do so with class. The brothel taken from Roland will be the perfect trap, but we still need to make it even more luxurious by adding gambling to the range of attractions it offers. Dice, for example. As an artist, David will surely add a certain extravagance that will tempt even an idler like Pache, and he will not expect it. Okay, so what should we do here, guys? Should we go ahead and let Henriette take over and be responsible for security so Pache feels safe? Or should we have David go ahead and manage it and use his artistic flair to make it more tempting? What seems to be the best one? Is the security officer any good? I guess he's shooting for commander of the guard right now, so we just need to see which one of these options is going to be a good one. Part of me would think about letting Henriette manage it because I think the mayor would probably appreciate security more than extravagance. He's surrounded by extravagance all the time. He's the mayor of Paris. But being in a nice, secure location could be a difference maker. Wildo leans to the artist. Okay. Anyone else have any strong leanings one way or the other? This could go either way. You just need to be careful. Cat's feeling security. He's also the guy who was getting flirty with wifey. Oh, the artist was? Or Henriette was? Which was doing that, Seraphim? You're with Kath, though? Yeah, I am too. Let's go ahead and have Henriette do it. And the action will be performed the next day. Fingers crossed. Family is the most important. Achievement unlocked. Maybe it's an achievement because our family doesn't hate us yet. To Alexis Fidel, I've been told that you wish to have an urgent meeting and talk about the suspects of your attempted assassination. I am more than happy to discuss it. Long live the Republic, Jean-Nicolas Pache. I bet. Deal of a lifetime. A man by the name of Blaise Roy paid your wife a visit. It turns out they used to be emotionally involved. Roy borrowed money from 2 Parisian banks to open a weaving shop, and as you may guess, the business did not work out. He tried to postpone the payment for the loans, and while one of the banks agreed, the other did not. Roy hopes that you'll use your position to help him. He's putting pressure on your wife, claiming that she owes him. We can just flat out arrest the man. We have got a lot of influence points. We have got 8 influence points right now. So I think we're just going to investigate the matter and see what's what. Oh, he showed up with flowers. We'll investigate. We won't arrest him up front, though. Well, look at the sweat coming down his brow and his twitchy mouth. Arrest this man! Ah, die is cast. Okay. Revolution. Oh, what do people want? Revolutionaries and family, the aristocrats and the common folk. Let's look at the verdicts. Death? Ew. Or acquittal. Acquittal will actually get us in good with the revolutionaries. Or at least into favorable territory. And then, okay, so we need to try to acquit this man, whatever he did. Pervert! Running around in women's clothing! I must admit we do not see such individuals here often. Please introduce yourself. Well, I'm Certain. Fabrice Certain, Monsieur le Judge. Are you certain? Yes, Fabrice. Fabrice, an absolutely normal guy. Tailor's apprentice, I mean. That dress was only a joke. The defendant is accused of rousing a mob to attack a warrant officer of the National Guard when taking part in that assault, and then taking part in it. Does he consider that a joke too? As a prosecutor, I demand the highest possible punishment for assaulting a soldier of the Republic. Assault? I didn't assault anybody. I swear. And who was running through the market yelling that Sergeant Leplou is a rapist? Whoa. Okay. The plot thickens. Before the court stands Fabrice Certain, accused of inciting a riot at the market on Rue Claire. The defendant is an 18-year-old tailor's apprentice who has been working for Morel Garot, a former personal tailor of Baroness de Ronsard. Due to the situation that arose due to the defendant's actions, Sergeant Charles Levat, a member of the National Guard, was beaten. Cerdan himself took part in the riot. He was caught red-handed and, peculiarly, was dressed as a woman. The most incriminating testimony came from Sylvie Martin, a greengrocer. She had to be forcibly removed from the battered Sergeant Laval, as did other rioters, who to our surprise were mostly women. Martin testified that the tailor's apprentice was wandering between the stands, shouting in a dramatic manner that Sergeant Laval tried to rape him, and that his superiors had refused to carry out justice for the crime. In a gesture of solidarity, Sylvie Martin and the other women present at the market attacked Sergeant Laval, who was carrying out a foot patrol nearby. The soldiers were so surprised by this female assault that they were soon disarmed and beaten. It is said that Cerdan also took an active part in the maltreatment of the guard. To be precise, he was seen to kick him in the crotch. It may sound like a trivial matter, but the victim suffered severe injuries. The National Guard, along with a number of deputies, demand capital punishment for the person responsible for inciting the riot. Okay, 8 questions. Market. False accusation. Method, maybe? Disguised as a woman. I think some of these could be multiple. So we got 2 strikes and 8 questions to reveal and only 6 topics. So a false accusation would be course of events. Oh, whoops. Method then. Oh, lordy. Okay, that not good. Oh, that's not good at all. Method. Okay, at least we got that one. Disguised as a woman. Assaulting a guard, course of events. And that seems to be motive. Okay. Can we turn this back? Because we did kind of mess up Royal. The merchant's testimony. Witnesses. False accusation. Inciting a riot. Let me look at the case files again. Shouting in a dramatic manner. That was a motive. Okay. The market. Would the market be witnesses or course of events, guys? We only got one real chance to do this. Because remember, we need to go ahead and try and get him freed. The market were witnesses. All links have been used. Your mentor's help costs 2 influence points. Oh, okay. So the market was the course of events. That's weird. To the method. And then inciting riot. Witnesses. Okay. We got a lot of things for the guillotine here, so we need to be careful. Why was the defendant walking through the market on Rue Claire in a dress? I felt like eating onion soup, so I went shopping. Clown! But why in a dress? Hey, Raven. It was a disguise. Those old merchants, let them die of leprosy, won't sell me anything otherwise. Could you explain? That fat cow Sylvie Martin tore her dress apart and then smeared us along the whole Rue Claire, saying it was our fault. They spoiled our business. Martin, all those stupid market hags who believed her. Don't you dare insult Sylvie, you fumbling excuse for a traitor. I see, but why would they not serve you? Because we started peddling the idea that eating their vegetables would cause hair to grow between your toes. I thought it was hilarious, but they didn't agree. Okay. Did Sergeant Laval really rape the defendant? What? No, that's absurd. I was wearing the dress for laughs. I prefer the ladies. Nothing but lies. The witness heard you describe it in detail. Indeed, there were several testimonies that the defendant was talking about rape on Rue Claire. He was probably wishing for it. What do you expect from a strange peasant boy in a dress? Whatever happened to real men? I didn't yell anything. It was that fat cow Martin. She made it all up to take vengeance on Laval for using the other merchants. The whole market knows that she's smitten with him, but he turned her down. He's lying again. The other testimonies tell a completely different story. You're the fat cow! Silence. Does the victim wish to comment upon this? I have a fiancée, Monsieur le Judge. I do not recall any advances made by Citizen Martin, and to be honest, I didn't know a thing about her romantic life. Does the victim know Sylvie Martin? Yeah, I know all the stallholders. She sometimes sells me vegetables for soup. Oh, hello. So we've got some other questions here, guys. I'm kind of curious. Was the dress, which the accused is still wearing, supposed to help him incite the riot? I really didn't care for any rioting. I just wanted to make fun of Martin and her friends. I was just messing around. Because of your, allow me to quote the accused, messing around, a human being has suffered. How am I to blame for them battering a dishonest soldier? Let's call in the witness. Hopefully this is not enough to move into the guillotine level, because we don't have the prison anymore. Call in the witness, Sylvie Martin. Please introduce yourself. Sylvie Martin. I would like to remind the witness that her involvement in this case is not connected to her being accused of assaulting Sergeant Laval. The testimony you're about to give shall be the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I know, and I want this swindler, this provocateur, this filthy ladylike louse to receive a fair punishment. It's all his fault. How did the witness meet the accused, Certain? He sewed a dress for me, together with that blind scab Morel. I paid 30 francs for it. The next day the dress comes apart at the seams. I've never been so embarrassed. Do I understand that the witness is not on friendly terms with either the defendant or his master? The witness seems to be claiming that they are swindlers. I am indeed. A plague on such tailors. I've warned all my friends about their business, and I hope they'll soon pack it up, the talentless charlatans. Oh, okay, there's Fabrice up there. My master told you, you stupid woman, that we had to sew it in a bigger size or the stitches wouldn't hold. But no, you knew better. Try eating less and your clothes won't split. Why would the witness believe the defendant's accusations? That's the important thing. Like, remember, they all ganged up on the guard. Why would the witness believe the defendant's accusations regarding the behavior of Sergeant Laval? Well, sir, I know very well about Sergeant Laval's wandering hands. People talk, you know. So, as a sensitive person, I joined the other women shouting at him in the moment he showed his face. Objection! She's making it up! Does the witness have any evidence of the soldier's misdemeanor? Evidence? Well, I can tell you what he promised when we were sitting on the bench in the park. Everybody settle down. I do not recall giving you permission to speak freely, Sergeant Laval. Alright, I think we're good, guys. Did the defendant confess to the crime? Nope. What was the story behind Surdin's costume? He had a quarrel with some merchants. What did Citizen Martin accuse the defendant of? Being a bungler and swindler? While the tailor's apprentice was dressed up as a woman, what was he shouting? That Sergeant Laval raped him. So... apparently the sergeant has a reputation, though. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to acquit. The revolutionaries will be happy, the aristocrats less so, and the common people will be upset too, but, you know, we're on good terms. It's fine. It's fine. The verdict in the case of Fabrice Surdin is not guilty. The defendant is free to go. Unacceptable! And Sylvie is still detained. Is there no justice? I object. Letting the defendant get away with assaulting a French soldier is a crime. And 4 out of 4. Alright. Looks good. Let's see what the aftermath of the old boyfriend showing up, what that's going to do. Meanwhile...
It is good to finally meet you in person.
I am truly sorry that you had to face such terror. If I only knew the bastard behind that despicable crime.
Yeah. Oh, crap. Okay, here we go. Withdrawn. Manipulation. Assassination, searching for the perpetrators. Oversensitive. Manipulation is the best way to go. Carefree. We still haven't found anything for carefree, but carelessness seems to be decent in that regard. Oversensitive, manipulation. And when it comes to bullheaded, a little bit of humility when we're looking for a friend. Strong, perfect, 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 strong. Bam.
These people prefer to act under the cover of darkness, which you and I also use often to satisfy our mundane needs. The night should remain in the possession of the right people.
I doubt the people you are looking for are here in Paris. They have either escaped or been killed by those who sent them. You'll be chasing ghosts.
Everyone I asked told me that Jean-Nicolas Pache was not a man who would turn a blind eye to such vile acts. Are the people of Paris wrong?
I see passion in your eyes. I cannot help but wonder what the two of us could achieve together.
These people are dead. It has already been decided. Nevertheless, instead of killing some random suspects, I would rather get the right people on the first attempt. Madame Roland's facility needs reliable managers. Otherwise, it might be used for wicked purposes, or even turned against us. And if I could share the profits with you...
Oh, profits.
Do me the honor of acknowledging our friendship and alliance. Together we will find the assassins and make Paris a more peaceful place.
I will accept your hand, because this alliance will make a better life for us and all Parisians.
All right, reputation, and that gave us a +6 revolutionaries endorsement, guys, which means we have a little more breathing room when it comes to appeasing the aristocracy. Good stuff. I like that, Kath. They're just simple tailors. Good times. Good times. Excellent. Okay. Now. Do we have anything that we can do? Let's do reading together. That's going to increase with the father, the son, the mother. Bernard will be a little bit upset, but we've got some credit with him. Oh, he does not like reading together. Yowza. Okay, enemy diplomats. Oh, Raphael's wounded. No. Curses. Okay. I guess we move him over here so he can heal up. Fervor has been taken care of. Enemy diplomats are over there. Who owns this? Controlled by the enemy. This is just controlled by the people. We don't want to raise fervor then. We do want to increase influence though. And we only have 2 influence points left. I want to keep those for a rainy day. Actually... let's send our buddy over here. Okay, I'm gonna have Jacques. Jacques unlock this section, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have Gregory lure these enemy agents over here to this section. And hopefully that's going to give Raphael a chance to heal. More unfortunately, it looks like the Bruiser's going to take over this section, but maybe we can counterattack afterward. I hope that's how that's going to work. We'll have to see. We got 2 days until the inspection. And taking over this place is actually going to... well, actually, you know what? Let's lure them over here. I want to increase influence because that's going to make the statue... It's 4% every day. I do need more pieces. Yes, I do. I would like to get more, but I don't think I have the... Can't seize any of these buildings yet. Okay, it's intrigue time. Hey, we succeeded. Okay. Before we act, David must confirm the nature of the relationship the mayor's daughter has with Beatrice Caron. If they're having an affair, Posh will be furious, and you will help him make that one mistake we need so much. Diplomacy. Send your guards to take care of it. Espionage. Let Rommel handle it. He knows every dark alley of this city. Actually, let's do espionage. We haven't really used that yet. I think that's going to be a good decision. Chance of success 70. I'll take that. And action will be performed the next day. Wait. Okay, nope. Nope. Yes, you're trying to lure the enemy agents this way. That's going to be bad. We're going to have to deal with that later. The Bond theme plays. Excuse me. Do 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 do. Good relationship with wife. The aristocrats -2. Common folk revolutionaries. What happened? Oh. It is worth considering why the bank refused to postpone the date of payment. Apparently the bank's director, Abel Dakin, is the one who is so strongly opposed. He has a wife and daughter. Rumor has it they both led Roy a little too close to them. Mr. Dakin found out and is now willing to lose the money lent by the bank. Okay, let me read that again. It's worth considering why the bank refused to postpone the date of payment. Abel is the one who is so strongly opposed. He has a wife and daughter, and rumor has it they both let Roy a little too close to them. Then Abel found out and is now willing to lose the money lent by the bank. So what do you think we should do, guys? We could go ahead and arrest him. We could ask the director of the bank for a favor, or intimidate the director of the bank. And Roy is the wife's old suitor. Arrest him. Anyone else have? Kath says a favor. It would be good to get in with the banks. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna agree with Kath and Raven, and ask the director for a favor. We'll see what happens there. No risk it, no biscuit. That gives us 5 influence points. So, with this guy, that man is a murderer. We cannot be sure of anything else. Please introduce yourself. Laurent Pascal, weaver by trade. You stand accused of murdering Gendarme Roux. It was an accident. Smashing his skull open was an accident? So you are not pleading guilty. I'm saying it was an accident. Verdicts. Who wants what? The aristocrats and the common folk want him acquitted. And that'll put us, like, back in the common folks' very good graces. The revolutionaries will be back at the middle ground, and the aristocrats will get back to only slightly hating us. Okay. So let's see... Let's see what the after effects of this is. Compiled by Raphael Chalopin. By the way, as I say in all my streams, I apologize to the French language for butchering it so bad that I probably deserve the guillotine. In the dock is Laurent Pascal, arrested for counter-revolutionary activity and the assault of gendarme that proved fatal. What's the gendarme? Again, there's a word, I've heard that before. It's from Les Miserables. Alright, well anyway. The accused owns a small weaving shop that he lives alone behind on Rue Popincourt in the 24th section. This is where the crime took place. The incident that is the subject of this case happened yesterday evening. Having received a denunciation of Citizen Pascal's counter-revolutionary activity that was directed to the legally chosen authorities of Paris, 2 gendarmes, Cristobal Remy and Fabrice Roux, arrived to bring him in for questioning. It is said that Citizen Pascal started a heated discussion with the gendarmes and denied all accusations. He behaved raucously and crudely, threatening the gendarmes with violence. When they attempted to arrest him, he began to struggle and a fight ensued, during which Citizen Pascal smashed Gendarme Roux's head against a door frame. The impact was so strong that his skull cracked open. Gendarme Remy was overpowered Pascal and incapacitated him with a blow from the butt of his musket. Laurent, actually, I heard the gendarme from one of my favorite movies, which is The Count of Monte Cristo. I remember that very specifically. Pascal, in the course of the investigation, we asked the neighbors of the accused for their opinion of him. They described Pascal as an impulsive person, always ready to fight, at least since the death of his wife. The owner of a local inn revealed that in the recent months, Pascal had been a frequent guest and was usually drinking more than he should. The wife of the accused was reportedly decapitated last spring. Unfortunately, there were no records in the archives to indicate what she was sentenced for. Ooh. Maxime's testimony. Pascal is a meddling prick and an informer. That's right, I'm denouncing the snoop. He's putting up posters and running around with leaflets that make fun of Citizen Robespierre, of our God-fearing statesman. One of his leaflets shows Robespierre as a pervert and a vampire. I saw it the day before yesterday. A fat fellow dressed like Pascal. It must have been him. I bet he's plotting in that little shop of his. He never lends a franc for a cup of wine, that snooping meddler. Those men always have something to hide, don't they? This man doesn't look particularly fat to me. Okay, we got 10 questions to reveal. Oh. The weaving shop. That is the crime scene, if I recall correctly. A lot of hearsay, I say. Yeah, that is the crime scene. The wife. I don't want to do citizen's personality yet. Slanderous leaflets, that is an accusation. Withdrawal of testimony. What is that? Yes, we do have a trap. Defendant's alcoholism goes to the offender's personality. Victim's injuries. Accusation? Don't! Well, so much for that. Defendant's violent temperament. Bringing in for questioning. Motive? Ah. Okay. Counter-revolutionary activity, that is an accusation. The wife. Maybe a motive? Okay, that did go under motive. Excellent. We found the trap is gone. Bringing in for questioning. It could be extenuating circumstances. Aha! So, withdrawal of testimony. That's an accusation. And witnesses. And the withdrawal would be extenuating circumstances. Dope! Yay, all questions unlocked. At least what I could do. Do you tend to your shop by yourself? Yes, I opened it with my wife, but now I run it alone. Did you start your counter-revolutionary activity when she was alive? Was that the reason for her sentence? There was no reason to decapitate her. They can put you in jail for no reason, but not decapitation. What was your wife sentenced for? To this day, I do not know for sure. They said subversive activity, whatever that means. What connections did she have? Were there any connections? Her grandfather was an equerry in the former king's service. Someone informed on her, just like on me, and that was it. Did you receive instructions and monarchist leaflets from your wife's grandfather? He died 15 years ago. Were you present at your wife's trial? Yes, we are working for acquittal, Seraphim. I had to collect goods for the shop and wasn't home for a few days. That was enough for them to arrest and try her. They gave us 10 minutes to have our last conversation. Do you understand? 10 minutes to say goodbye to the woman you love? And the day after, they decapitated her in the square. The head of my beloved Marie, rolling in the dirt like a piece of rubbish. Oh, hello, acquittal. Are you conducting counter-revolutionary activity in your shop? Of course not. That's absurd. A denunciation from someone named Maxime suggests something to the contrary. But didn't he take it back? Yes, but we do not know why. He was probably threatened by other plotters. People, listen. There was no plot. Were you hanging posters on the streets of Paris? The denunciation said he was. Go and look in my shop again, but you won't find any posters or leaflets there. Did you have anything to do with Maxime withdrawing his denunciation? You know I was in a cell. What kind of stupid question is that? The judge could at least look at the notes. You were participating in a monarchist conspiracy. Who was helping you? Conspiracy? I was working like a horse when I was supposed to have time to conspire. Gendarmes Rowe and Remy paid you a visit in order to bring you in for questioning, is that correct? Paid me a visit? Well, of course. They knocked on the door, we had some tea, and talked about the good old days. That's exactly what happened. Come off it. They banged on the door like they wanted the entire neighborhood to know what was going on, all the time bellowing about how they were coming to arrest me. What happened next? I let them in, of course. They immediately rushed in and pushed me around, trying to restrain me like I was some common thug. That's how they treat people. If you had simply let them restrain you, they would not have to push you around. Resisting arrest does not paint you in a good light. Did the gendarmes show you the arrest warrant? As if they ever do that. They didn't show it to my Marie, just came at night, armed like thugs. Whew. Was there a struggle that evening? I refused to go. I knew I'd end up like my wife. We know their type. Every other one's as thick as pig shit. But the gendarmes had the right to arrest you. You should not have resisted. I didn't plan what happened. When I didn't let them restrain me, one of them punched me in the face, then something in me snapped. I don't remember it well. Everything happened so fast. The whole situation would not have taken place had you been less aggressive. How did Gendarme Rowe die? Citizen Pascal? We were struggling. My Marie probably struggled too. I pushed that gendarme. He tripped and his face hit something. The door frame. His eyes rolled up and he fell to the floor, shaking. There was blood. A lot of blood. Call in the witness, Cristobal Remy. For the sake of protocol, please introduce yourself. Cristobal Remy, soldier in the National Guard. Could you describe what happened that evening? We went to the address written in the order and knocked on the door. It was supposed to be a routine procedure. We didn't expect any difficulties. How loud were you? The knocking was loud, true. I shouted that we were gendarmes, but that's not unusual. We always announce ourselves so they know they should open the door. Did you attack Citizen Pascal? When we told him the reason for our visit, he started shouting that he wouldn't go with us. So you decided to use force. Fabrice tried to catch him and lead him out, as we always do. So you followed the rules. Of course. Right, because they never break them. Did you hit him in the head with your musket? Yes, unfortunately it was already too late. Alright guys, well, let's look at the rapport. Did the defendant confess to the crime? Yes, he did. What accusations were found in Citizen Maxine's denunciation? Hanging posters and slanderous leaflets? Was the defendant... Ooh, we actually did not ask him that. How did the defendant react when he saw the arrest warrant? Nobody showed one to him. And he drank wine. So, we are going to go ahead and sign that. He did admit to pushing him. So, he did kind of confess to the crime. But we are going to go ahead and free him. Because they should have showed a warrant. That's important. Oh crap. We have many cases to review. I should have seen this. The salt merchant Oliver Pretre ordered some special empty weights which he used to weigh salt. His customers lost 50 grams each kilo they bought. He was not only tricking his customers, but also committing fiscal fraud. Alright, we're going to go ahead and free him. Paul Dubuisson is a snake oil salesman. He was caught selling a concoction made of human bones, promising that it would cure horiness. Not only was the panacea ineffective against the loss of pigmentation, but also led to many cases of sickness, pain, and vomiting. Nathan Poplin, who manages prostitutes at Place de Feds, brutally beat up a client of one of his employees. After he was detained, he testified that the victim did things he'd not paid for. We're going to free him. And Paul, I'm not sure what this is. We have no information on Paul. What should we do with the snake oil salesman, guys? Should we free him or kill him? Paul to death, says Seraphim. Death to the snake. Okay. Boop. Hey. All right. That actually worked. We came out pretty well. I acquit Citizen Pascal of all charges. You're free to go. It's a good thing there's someone just in this court. He admitted to the murder. Is that still not enough for you? Nope. Whoops. Okay, I thought he had confessed. I stand corrected. Alright. Let's see what the aftermath is. I think they're going to start looking at the statue now. Oh, hello, ladies. Or is that me? Oh, that's wifey. Maybe. Ah, okay. Gotcha.
They are lovers, yes. The mayor's daughter and Beatrice.
Those were the ladies.
Sure?
More than sure, Alexei. Do you really think that attacking his family is a good idea?
No.
That was easy. Showing a scrap of my vulnerable underbelly and some shiny coins were more than enough to make him believe in our friendship. He is like an animal being led to the slaughter. I will slaughter my friend. And he will not even notice the knife.
We're becoming pretty cutthroat, aren't we, guys?
Even though I appreciate the luxurious atmosphere of these places, I am still rather fond of the army's asceticism.
The previous owner's penchant for luxuries led to his downfall.
I see. Shall we play?
A game of dice. Oh no. Defeat your opponent by achieving the best score possible. Losing may damage your reputation. The game lasts 5 turns and the player with the highest total score wins. Roll 6 dice and hope for the best score. Get your opponent drunk to reduce their chances of winning. Drinking also lets you re-roll more dice. Well, let's, wait. You receive points by rolling the same number on 2 or more dice. The higher the score on the dice, the higher the scoring multiplier is. For example, 2 dice of 6 will award 120 points. 2 dice of 1 will award 10 points. This is actually very similar to the dice game from Kingdom Come Deliverance. Yahtzee! Alright, I have no idea how many influence points I have. But we'll buy a round.
I could use a drink.
Get them all loosey-goosey. Holy crap. If you're unhappy with your score, you can re-roll the dice 3 times during the whole game. Gain points for rolling dice with identical values. The higher the number on the dice, the better the score. Yeah. Check the detailed score and look out for the special score. Roll again. No, I think I'm good. We're gonna call that yes. Oh, he got 300 too. Oh no. Ew. I want to roll again. Choose which dice to read. Oh, cool. We get to choose. 1, 2, 3.
You think this bad luck will turn around?
That would be nice. Dow. I don't like you. Oh yeah. 800. We are going to call that good. $710. Oh lordy. Roll. There we go. Got 1,000. And we've got one more roll again, and this is the last roll, so...
You think this bad luck will turn around?
Oh, you got close.
I assumed that you would let me win to gain my trust. I am pleased to be mistaken from time to time.
This game has so much stuff to it. Like, it's great. Basking in lonely victory. You spent the evening bamboozling Posh with overtures of friendship. Nobody felt like staying up late and waited for you to drag your half-drunk self back home. Whoops. Please, no one be that upset. The wife will probably be very upset. Yeah. Can you blame me, guys? Come on now. This is what I was curious about. Boo. Holy crap. Okay. Clovis is fighting the Bruiser. Hopefully it will be better now. We have got a lot of enemy diplomats right here. Gregory has been blocked. Where's all of our diplomats at? Dang it. Oh, I can't even move Gregory at all. Alright. Jacques is fighting. That's pretty much all we can do right now. Alright. Intrigue times. Meeting in the gambling den was a success, as was following Marie. Hey, Drew! We actually need... We got enough to actually succeed at this, guys. Henriette's guards will waylay the mayor's daughter and her lover at the usual rendezvous. Beatrice will be arrested and wait for what happens next in isolation. We will no longer have any use for Marie. Can you use my points to buy a tank? That's What? You can't send the Revolutionary Patrol to fight the Bruiser? Well, no, because the guy who summons everyone is actually blocked, and I can't actually control them. So how are we going to approach this, guys? I know how I would like to, how I, Wretch, would like to. So we can use they're having a scandalous relationship. I do not want to use force. Force would be very bad. Do we use diplomacy or more espionage? Henriette will arrest her before she leaves to see Marie, politely and respecting her rights. Or do we tell Henriette to arrest her in the alley on her way to meet Marie quietly and discreetly? I think diplomacy would probably be the best way to go about it. I'm not sure. You guys have any opinions? Kath says diplomacy. Diplo. I can hear, like, if Ani was in chat right now, I could just hear her slapping. Oh, she'd be... Espionage for more leeway. I can see that, Seraphim, but I think diplomacy may work out more. So, 80% chance of success, too. So, huzzah for that. Enemy diplomat is fight. Hold on a sec. If I was right here... Oh, no, they are fighting. Okay. Yep, we got to do that. Ramel is blocked. That patrol, if he goes right in here, they're going to start busting heads, and that will be amazing. Day 18. Today we only have several minor cases to deal with. Oh. You did not meet your obligation to finish the construction of the statue in time. Paris is disappointed. Well, what am I supposed to do? Aw, kitty. Like hell's bells. During one of the regular disputes at the cafe, the brazen Saint Just suggested that all judges are corrupt relics of the ancient regime. Unfortunately, he chose us as an example yet again. How are we in the hierarchy? Pash and Danton. Alright. Verdict form. Matthew Cousteau, a carpenter, visited the lawyer Basil Lazard in order to take measurements for a 3-door wardrobe. He took the opportunity to examine the contents of the dresser, whereupon his hands actually got stuck to a bottle of cognac. Renee, a municipal official, demanded a bribe from a flower merchant for a good place at the market. When the merchant's daughter came with the money, Galopin locked the door and forced himself on her. Yoink. Right to the guillotine with you. A young, wealthy merchant drove his cabaret into a storefront. Several customers inside the shop were injured by slivers of glass. The culprit did not try to run away. He was so drunk that he lost consciousness right after the accident. Yeah, Matt's free. 3 young aristocrats, Mel Duret, Gilbert Spoiselat, and Luc Labas, almost drank themselves into a stupor. Being in a state of intoxication, they dug up a fresh grave, dragged out the corpse of a convict, threw him on a cart, and drove around Paris yelling, "Look, he's lost his head for the revolution!" Oh, revolutionaries are not going to like me. The aristocrats, however, love me. 2 sergeants, Gregory Gaumont, Lucien Sharp, have been stealing gunpowder from military warehouses. Whenever they manage to get a hold of a military pass, they sell the stolen goods to hunters and bandits. Stealing from the army is treachery against France. Okay, we need to get the revolutionaries back onto us, so back on our side. Lucille Picard, the widow of a cobbler, told a creditor who came to collect money, in the past they'd skin a person, but at least they wouldn't chop everyone else's head off. When the man asked if she preferred the days of yore, she allegedly nodded. Free. A young, wealthy merchant drove his cabaret into a storefront. Several customers. And we'll free. Okay, the aristocrats like us right now. The revolutionaries less so. We have to be careful here. Very, very careful. Thank you. Even the least powerful deserve justice. Go to the gambling den or go to the map? We are going to go to the map because going to the gambling den could be bad. Hey! Good. That's one less down. Don't tell me you got injured again. Nope! Okay, Clovis is blocked. Gregory is wounded. The inspection is in progress. We did kill one, didn't we? No, we didn't. All right, hold on one sec. Let's go ahead and free our guy. Commence persuasion. Reveal, reveal. No opinion. Carelessness. Withdrawn. Manipulation. Manipulation. Oversensitive. Manipulation. Strong, strong. Perfect, perfect. And we'll just skip through this because we've seen this before. Okay. They are free. Raphael's still wounded, which is a shame, but... Master of the spoken word, that's me. Facilitate the persuasions. I don't know what that means. Well, let's go ahead and facilitate persuasions. Persuaded character will have a better starting attitude. Oh no, I don't care about that then. Nope, nope, nope. I'll randomly choose a family special action though. Click to confirm. Alright, action has been chosen. Statue is being built. Back to the map. We're going to go ahead and have these guys leave. They're going to head up here to this area. We're probably going to lose this area in the middle, unfortunately. They're taking over the section, but we got to get these guys, like, unwounded. Like, post-haste. Let's move into the intrigues. Oh, we didn't arrest. It failed. Beatrice did not appreciate our efforts. She cried that she was being assaulted and raped and was soon aided by people throwing stones. The guards were forced to use violence. Ooh. We must convince her to sign a document stating that she's an Austrian spy, that Jean-Nicolas Pache was her source, and that she reached him through his daughter.
Why the hell have I been kidnapped and tied to a chair?
Oh dear.
There are many whores in Paris willing to play that game with you. So, Judge, will you answer me? Or do you want me to watch you playing with yourself, you dirty old man?
Is this a torture?
Nothing?
A torture minigame?
I've heard that someone's been trying to kill you. And now you've been promoted to the elite group of murderers, the princes of the guillotine. Congratulations.
I never asked to be admitted to the club, but I did not get there accidentally either.
Yes, I can imagine you need a special something for that. Ah, that sparkle of masculine madness in your eyes.
You have to sign this document.
Is that a story? Any interesting turning points?
Treason and spying for Austria, carried out by you and the mayor of Paris.
Such an exaggerated drama. It won't sell.
Okay. Whew, we got just enough. Attached is manipulation. Why she would sign manipulation. Oversensitive. Manipulation. Wait a minute. Attached. Attached is manipulation. Oversensitive is so much manipulation. And with no opinion, carelessness. Perfect, 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 strong, strong. Let's see if this happens.
This document will bear your signature one way or another.
She's aggressive.
Perhaps my irony wasn't clear enough. I have no intention of signing any documents, so you can stuff that somewhere uncomfortable. You can't force me.
Can you see anyone here who would stand by you? Has anyone come to help you? No, only I can help you. You love Marie, yes? Then I will give you a choice. Do I guillotine her or her father? I do not care which of them dies, as long as that family pays for the assassination attempt on me. Leave Paris. Escape the storm that will otherwise not spare you, and is indifferent to your feelings for Marie. America is a good place, and the shadow of the revolution will not reach you there. Sign this document. Escape while you still can.
Flee!
Do I look like someone who is terribly concerned about their own life or other people's opinions?
Come on, we just need to get you...
Do you expect France to accept two women in a relationship, like you and Marie? The revolution has changed the form of rule, but the people have remained the same, and they did not fight for freedom for something they do not understand.
Perhaps it really would be better if I left this deceitful country that only pretends the revolution has brought us to salvation.
Did we do it? Okay, we got her. We didn't even have to use the tongs. Even with the documents signed by Beatrice, we still do not have a complete hold on the mayor. He could still ask his silver-tongued friend Danton for help. Pache needs to be entirely alone. If we do not convince Danton to take our side, we will lose. And, oh, we gotta convince him. Okay. I'm sure that you're going to explain why you called for me at such a late hour, especially when it's pouring outside. And we don't have enough. But if you're oversensitive, manipulation's gonna work. And if you're withdrawn, manipulation's gonna work. let's go with humility, maybe, and aggression. Strong argument, perfect argument, strong argument. And aggression isn't going to work, so we're going to have to jump for something else. So if it's aggression, I think manipulation may be the best way. So let's do this. Do not get me wrong, but your secret alliance with Pash is no longer a secret. I would hate to hinder anything, but I have learned of terrible things about him and thought we should talk. You are overestimating the value of that knowledge. Are you now interested in political alliances between deputies? I have a testimony that says Pash is an Austrian spy. We will pressure him into disclosing the names of his allies. That way he will avoid decapitation. His accomplices will not. I've been through this before. I was already suspected of espionage. You could also be involved with a judge of the tribunal's attempted assassination. After all, you would have been collaborating with Pash, who paid for the attack. Thank you very much for that, host Soma. Okay, we can't go with aggression. Let's go with humility. Pash cannot be saved, but you can. Not let them decapitate you because of him. An alliance with the person in charge of the guillotine would strongly decrease the risk you are facing. You're right. My acquaintance with Pash is quite the burden. I'll gladly do as you please. Nice! I need to know what you and Pash were plotting. It was regarding the Pont de la Révolution. The bridge the builders are not able to finish? It has not been finished because the mayor and I have been obstructing the process. Ooh, there's our smoking gun. And, ooh, we just got reputation and a +6 revolutionaries endorsement, which is just what we needed. Thank you for that lurk, Drew.
Danton told me everything. The construction of that bridge was Robespierre's idea. He wanted to gain the people's support, but there was more to it. His success would weaken the position of Danton, who was secretly against it. So Danton made a deal with the mayor of Paris. The latter was responsible for delaying the construction. Pash must have the documents that prove Danton's guilt, but he will not bring them to me if I do not persuade him.
More dice.
There is only one thing I can do.
Dice! Arresting the mayor. Yowza. Well done. Fortunately, have to go. Have a blessed one. Thank you, Seraphim. You have a good one, boss. And thank you very much for sharing that Extra Life link. And to Chris for the donation today. And this is the end of the day, guys. So, I'm going to jump in here. The game is saving. And we are hitting day 19. And I actually think that this is a good place to... Let's see if any more storyline pops up. Nope. Alright. So we're going to be seeing the aftermath of our plot because Citizen Pash is probably not happy with us and we're about to arrest him anyway. The only thing that we seem to be having an issue with is the moving of the pieces on the board because our guys keep on getting injured, which sucks. But hopefully we'll be able, once we take out the mayor, get more troops and then we can start working around that. So we will go ahead and pick it up next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love it when you guys are in chat and especially when you're helping me out. My advisory board, I guess, is the best way to word it. But for those of you who are watching who haven't followed the channel, please do so. I try and stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday unless real life or something else gets in the way. Speaking of that, I do have an announcement after I do my outro for YouTube, so stay tuned, guys. We're also going to be rating. But go ahead and click that follow if you feel so inclined. And if you're watching the replay of this on YouTube, I have a link to the Twitch channel in the description below. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill there. And we will see you next time. Later days, everyone.